Here's one I hear a lot. Steve, I know this piano part backward and forward, man. And I know the lyrics really well, and I have no trouble singing this song when I'm just singing along with the recording. Why can't I sing it while I'm playing it? My hands and my voice don't seem to want to work together. If you've ever had this problem, we're going to talk about how to overcome it in just a second. Hey guys, Piano Man Steve here, founder and creator of the Piano Man Approach online piano course. Thanks for joining me. Before we get started here, I just want to do the shameless plug. Will you please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel and share the video with anyone you think might like it, and leave comments down there below. Let me know what you think and what you might want to see in the future. All that good stuff really helps me beat the YouTube algorithm. But anyway, let's get into what we're here for. If you have ever struggled or are struggling right now with singing while you play, because it just doesn't seem like all this nuance you've learned on the piano part, you just can't seem to keep that up while you're singing over the top of it, I want to show you a process that you can use that will help get you to the finish line on this, okay? So here's the main thing. I think the problem that most people are struggling with on this is that they don't understand what they need to be building. Okay? They think, and this is a good, logical place to be. They think if I know the piano part really, really well, and I know the lyrics really, really well, then it should just come together. Right? 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 Because I can sing the thing and I can play the thing, so why aren't they coming together? And therein lies why most people that are struggling with this are struggling with this. Yes, you're going to need to know the part pretty well. And yes, you are going to need to already be comfortable and familiar enough with the song that you can sing it pretty well. But your actual problem is not whether you know the part and whether you know the vocal part. Your problem is that you have not trained your brain to create independence between what you're doing with your vocal cords and what you're doing with your hands and your arms. That's the problem. And the solution is going to sound a little bit counterintuitive, but here's the deal. What you're going to have to do is dramatically oversimplify the piano part for a while, because you have to start building the muscle of singing while you play. Because that is a skill set in and of itself, and you can do it. You can learn how to do it. But I'm going to give you a couple of examples, okay? So let's pretend here for just a second that what you really wanted to learn how to play was something like, we'll take the Ed Sheeran song from a few years ago it's called Thinking Out Loud, okay? And let's say that you kind of got it down nice, and it's a relatively simple chord progression. I'm going to play it in the key of C. He did it in D, but he's got a higher voice than me. So I'm going to do it in the key of C, and I kind of figured out how to take, the piano and really kind of copy what he was doing rhythm-wise on his guitar pretty good. So I'm going like this. When your legs don't work like you used to before, and you can't sweep you off of your feet. So as you can see, I'm not just playing a really vanilla thing. I'm kind of playing it with the kind of character that copies his piano part. We'll look at some other examples as well. But I just want to show you. Here's the thing. Why can I do that? Well, because I have a lot of practice, not with that particular song. In fact, I don't have that much practice with that particular song. I haven't played it very much because I kind of live in the 70s and the 80s most of the time. But why am I able to do that? Because I have a lot of practice singing and playing. Okay? So my brain is quite adept at creating some independence with what I'm doing here these muscles and just what I'm thinking about with here and what I'm doing down here with these muscles. So it's really about your brain and its ability to, fire different things at the same time. And the good news is that as you build that muscle, like you don't have to get, what you're going to find is that there's a compounding process here. You're not going to have to perfect every song all the time in order for this to come together quickly. Every time you get a little better at this with a little more nuance on any one song, you're actually getting better at the skill of singing while you play with more and more character and nuance every time on any song. Okay? So that's the thing, because really what this comes down to is your brain sends signals to your spinal cord. Your spinal cord takes those electric impulses down here, and it causes nerves to fire, and it goes all the way down your shoulders and down in your forearms, and it causes these muscles to fire, and you're moving around, and it's doing the same thing here with your throat muscles and your chin and all of this stuff, and it just needs to learn how to process lyrics, articulate words in a particular rhythm, and then also be doing this stuff with your hands, right? So that independence is something that you're going to build up with any song that you're practicing as you add new layers of nuance to it. So what I recommend you would do is, if you're really struggling with this, you need to dumb every song down to just like the most essential thing. So like, I wouldn't even, with my left hand, I wouldn't even try to put any rhythm pattern in my left hand. I would just kind of be playing whole notes down here, and I would just get into a quarter note drone here. So it'd just be like, when your legs don't work like you used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet. Okay, now, certainly boring, and a lot of you are going to be going, oh man, but I don't want to do that. I've learned how to play this song well. Correct. And this will come together faster than you think. But the simple fact of the matter is until you can sing it flawlessly without any trouble here, and not making a bunch of mistakes on the piano, and actually keeping some kind of a consistent tempo and all of that, you're not ready to move on to something with more nuance. You have to master it at a fundamental level and then add a layer of fun to it, okay? So it might be for a while you're just going, if you might, or when your legs don't work like they used to before, and you can't, and I can't sweep you off of your feet. Don't remember the words to the song he sings here, so I'll make something up that rhymes with feet. Maybe we're having a bite to eat. Honey, I will be loving you till we're 70. Okay, now when you get down from there, now we can look what's something else we could add. So perhaps now we're going to add a little nuance to the left hand, and we're going to maybe put the heartbeat rhythm pattern that I teach in 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, boom, 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 just to add a little syncopation in. But now you're kind of ready for it because you got it to the point where you could sing it without screwing everything up with what you were doing before. And so now what you're going to try to do is sing while maintaining that. And we'll just keep a nice drone going in the right hand. When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, I just don't remember You're 70. Yeah. I'm thinking that people fall in love. Okay, now, still not super exciting, but it is, in fact, more exciting than what you were doing before. So what do we do next? Maybe we'll take a look at the right hand and do something with it. And what I hear is just some kind of a little bouncy. Chunk, 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 chunk. 1, 2, 3, 4. But now that your brain has gotten a little more independence worked out between your singing and your playing, now you can focus a little bit on that. When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, yeah. Will your mind still remember the shape of my love? Yeah. Okay? When that is now starting to fire on all cylinders, now we can look at, little grace notes and things. And I'm adding a little something. So 1, 2, the thing is, I've earned the right to try to do more interesting things on the piano because now my brain it's got the sort of like highway paved. That's kind of what it does. It builds these neural connections to get this information because you know what you're wanting to do. Your brain's already working on it, but it's got to pave a little highway system to get from where the synapses are being fired and then get it to your spinal cord and then get it to everywhere that it needs to go so that you can build muscle memory. Okay? So I had one student asking about this Billy Joel song called Seen the Lights Go Out on Broadway, Miami 2017. And it's a really cool song, but it's got kind of an interesting rhythm because it's like... So you can hear there's all this syncopation going on in it, and it makes it difficult to sing the part while he's playing it. Well, so what we need to do is make that simpler. Seen the lights go out on Broadway. I saw the ruins at my feet. Right? We need to get that good and solid. And then maybe add a little pace down here in the left hand. I've seen the lights go out on Broadway. I saw the ruins at my feet. Right? So you have a little more nuance going on, and then once you get that really, really well down, so all we're doing is just kind of droning with the right hand and getting that left hand rhythm pattern going. Right? I saw the ruins at my feet. You know we almost didn't notice it. We've seen it all the time. Okay, now we're ready to bring in some of the nuance in the right hand and get some of that syncopation going up here. Okay, so now try. And then see how it works. Seen the lights go out on Broadway. You might not be ready to put the little signature licks in, but you just keep working one layer at a time. Level it up one layer at a time, and then get good at that before you start trying to add a bunch of other stuff. That's the key. And the thing is, you're not going to have to do this with that many songs before you start getting pretty good at it with any song that you try to play, because again, it's not about any particular song as much as it's about this particular skill set and the muscle memory that you have to develop, the sort of relationship between your muscles, your spinal cord, and your brain that you have to develop so that you can have independence between these different things happening in your playing and singing experience. And so that's what I would do. If I were any of you struggling with this, take a song that you're looking at and then simplify it way down and get really good at singing it in a very, very simplified accompaniment. Then start leveling the accompaniment up one layer at a time. Don't try to add too much, but every time you do it, get really good at singing it like that, and then level it up again. Get really good at that. And after you've done that with 3, 4, maybe 5 songs, you're going to look out and go, boy, just about every song I want to play, I don't have any trouble adding a whole bunch of nuance to it right out of the gate. Because now that muscle has been developed. All right? So it's a great question. I appreciate everybody who's sent me emails and comments about this, and I hope that you find this to be useful to you in your journey of trying to improve as a player/singer. And this is what's worked for me over the years. This isn't just me pulling something out of thin air. If you rewound my life story to when I was first getting started with all of this, this is exactly what I had to do. And it just did not take very long before I was up and playing pretty complicated parts and singing without any trouble, because it's about building that skill set more than it is about any particular song. So remember, your objective is to build that muscle, not just to learn the song really well. You'll never get there just by learning the song really well and learning the lyrics really well. You have to actually level yourself up gradually to the independence that's necessary between what you're doing with your mouth and what you're doing with your hands. All right? I'm going to get out of here for now, but I encourage all of you to take a look at the Piano Man Approach at pianomanapproach.com. Don't even know my own website anymore. Anyway, please visit me at pianomanapproach.com. If you enjoy videos like this and you want to learn more about my online course, we're having a pretty good time over there. We specialize in a great method that doesn't require sheet music and that's based on chords, rhythm patterns, and a simple improv, and it's a fantastic way to play popular music of all stripes. So anyway, you get a lot more information over there at pianomanapproach.com. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, if you're not having fun when you're making music, you're doing it wrong. See you on the next one.